All right, y'all, welcome back to Final Boss Auto Hub. And today we have a real interesting conversation I wanted to have with you guys. And just tell me what you think, because we have some news coming out that Toyota is basically trying to elevate their Century brand or moniker into its own standalone ultra luxury brand position above Lexus. Now, I want to have some more conversation about this, and we can talk about what this means for the auto industry and where does Toyota goes from here, and etc. Right? So, the new brand will expand beyond the long-standing sedan and the 2023 SUV to include upcoming bespoke models like the Century 101 Coupe and a different concept, and it should be debuting around the 2025 Japan Mobility Show. Now, this moves pretty much lets Lexus focus on their progressive design and innovation, while the Century targets the handcrafted chauffeur class segment traditionally dominated by Rolls-Royce and Bentley. Production will remain extremely limited in Japan built, and they are emphasizing hand assembly and individualized specifications and a distinct brand identity separate from Lexus. Now, my thoughts on this. Let's cut the lights on, right? How can I say? Now, roughly, I think almost 2 years ago, I started to see this new Toyota driving around. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely came off as more of a luxury vehicle. Like everything done to the design, from the wheels, the interior, completely down to the design, everything. It just pretty much looked of high quality. And this vehicle happened to be the Century. So I'm not gonna lie, I looked at it, I'm like, this car looks good. I see Toyota kind of flexing their design muscle, and many folks started to give Toyota their praise for stepping out of the box. With that being said, I'm not sure if this is the right time to do this. I don't know if this is a great idea. Hear me out. You can curse me out in the comments and we can have a debate, but hear me out. I mean, during this economic turmoil, right, around the world, building cars that are priced like in the Bentley and Rolls-Royce segment is probably not the smartest things to do, especially when the brand doesn't have that history or lineage of building upscale costly vehicles like this. I just read today that America, millions of people are having their cars repoed. So I'm sitting here like, America is being one of your biggest places where you sell your vehicles. People, due to the economic status and the difficulty that America is dealing with, people are struggling to maintain their cars in terms of paying their car notes. Some of you may say that Lexus cannot compete with Rolls-Royce, Bentley, or Maybach. This is a Lexus and, like this and this and that. But I'm like, look, I do believe, how can I say this? And hopefully I'm not confusing you guys. I do think, let me get my thoughts together. I do think, the idea of some healthy competition with Rolls-Royce, Maybach, Bentley, all those cars in that type of chauffeur segment, high class segment. I do think, having some healthy competition is a great idea. We can't just leave those super top segments only to the British or German automakers. We need to see other automakers could flex their muscles like that. And Japan has a great lineage, just in terms of cars, have a great lineage of cars. Multiple successful brands, lineage that America don't even have on that level. Well, I can't say that. That's a different conversation. That might be a video. But, Japan have their own lineage and historic history with cars. So I do think a Japan automaker can actually do it. The thing right now is the timing. With everything going crazy in the world as we know it, in terms of, multiple countries are struggling economically, tariffs and different things are kind of slowing down the production of cars, resources are becoming a little bit limited due to everything that's going on. I don't know if this is the right time for Lexus to step out and do it. I do think they're not far off though if they're going to do this. Like, you guys have the new, the LFR that's coming out. You got a few things with your brand happening. I do think if those things are successful, then Lexus can use that publicity and catapult the Century brand into existence and start selling those high class vehicles. That's just my opinion. If I was in the room, I would literally have them do it that way. Let's get these two vehicles off. Let's get the LFR off. Let's fix our lineups. Let's make sport cars that are really affordable and some sport cars that are in the segment of the AMGs, the M's, even some Porsches, and see if we can compete with these brands and use that publicity and catapult my sub brand, which is Century, which is supposed to be the all-out luxury brand, into existence. That's how I would do it. You know, that's just my opinion of it. But it clearly shows that Lexus had the skill. They definitely have some legendary designs, like some of these other automakers. And clearly we've seen that the Century can be something if Lexus flex their engineering and automotive body work and get their technicians going crazy in the studio to draw something up. So I do think Lexus have the muscle to do it. The thing is the timing. Is it the right time for Lexus to step out and do that? That's the thing, you know? But hey, you know, I just wanted to see if you guys can, you know, come in the comments and let me know if I'm wilding out, for saying that Lexus is picking the wrong time to do it and if they should do it right now. You know, just let me know. But I do feel like Lexus have the chops. It's just they gotta time it better. You know, right? So with all that being said, Final Boss out. Like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what you think. And let's debate. I'm all for the debates. Let me know. I'm out.